Robert Boyle in 1661 coined the term element, but he didn't define it. Later, Antoine Laurent, he was the one who gave a basic definition of element. So, element, he said, was a basic substance which cannot be further broken down into its particles. Although today we know that elements are made of atoms and molecules. Now, the elements can be broadly classified as metals and non-metals. The metals are generally solids at room temperature, but of course, we have the variation that of mercury. So, first the metals, they are solid, hard, then they have a luster, a shine, so they are lustrous, sonorous, that is they can create a sound, that is why the bells are made of metal. High boiling point and melting point, malleable, that means they can be hammered into sheets, that is why we have sheets of metals. Then ductile, they can be drawn into wires, that is why we have copper wires. Then also gold, 1 gram of gold can be really stretched into a very, very long tube or wire. Then they are good conductors of heat. So, all the cooking vessels, they are made of metals, and electricity. So, that is why the electric wires are made up of copper. But both in the cases of cooking vessels and the electrical wires, we find a combination of wood or plastic. The handles of a vessel or of a spoon is made up of either wood or plastic, and the covering of electrical wire is also plastic, because they are bad conductors of heat and electricity. And if we do not have this wooden handles, then it will become very difficult. So, our conventional vessels, they do not have wooden handles. So, we always are either using a tong or we are using a cloth to lift them or to remove them from the gas to the counter. So, it is very important that if we want a convenience, then these things should be covered with some bad conductor of heat and electricity. So, here the properties of metals are being turned into various uses, but all elements are not metals. Some elements are non-metals. Non-metals have all the opposite properties. They can be solid, liquid or gas at room temperature, no luster. Of course, diamond has, everywhere there is an exception. Iodine is also lustrous. Then bad conductor. Here also there is a exception. Diamond has, the graphite is a good conductor of electricity. So, these are the properties of non-metals. They are not malleable and ductile. There are third type of elements, the metalloids, which have both the properties of a metal and a non-metal.